Let's see another pitfall, infrared imagery. This is a typical one. So you know that most of the surveillance camera has the night mode, okay? What does that mean? That during day they work in the visible light spectrum, which as you can see is quite narrow. This is what our eyes can see, okay? While when they are in infrared mode, okay, it's a very large spectrum. They usually work in this part here, the low infrared range, okay? And they can switch from one method to the other simply by removing mechanically or electronically this infrared filter, okay? So if you take the filter away, even in your smartphone, you have a camera sensor that will capture infrared light, but you don't see it because they've put a filter over it, which filters away the infrared light, okay? Surveillance camera can put this filter on and off on demand. But you have to be very careful because as you can see from this scheme on the top, infrared and colors are just two different things. So if someone is trying to add color to an infrared image in a forensic way, you have to ask them, how can you possibly do it? Okay? Remember, if you are trying to add the color to a black and white grayscale picture of your grandparents, nothing to say, it's probably a very good idea. But if you're doing that for forensic, I would be very, very cautious because visible spectrum and infrared spectrum are different things. Just to convince you, some examples. Okay, you see this shirt in visible light. This is the same shirt in infrared. Okay, so if you're looking for someone and you have this image in the surveillance recording and you start for looking for someone with a bright shirt, you are on the wrong track, right? And the same year, the shirt becomes like this. So you can see that some elements are more visible in the infrared than in the visible light, and you can still make a comparison between these two images, just not based on color. You have to make it based on fabric, maybe, okay, on different materials that you have. That makes perfect sense, but you should never infer information about the color of objects from infrared imagery. And this is not trivial, because if you don't know it, you may be tempted to think that maybe you don't know the color, but you know it's bright. No, it is not. And sometimes you have, this is from a real case I'm working on, okay? You have cases where the infrared filter is broken or damaged, and so you will have cameras that will capture both visible light and infrared light at the same time and mix them together. And so it seemed here that everyone was dressed in this funny color, but no, that was not the case. It was just the camera capturing also infrared light, and so the color became like this.